Whiskey, Golf, Whiskey.
So 3 India, India, Papa.
E3 Golf, November X-ray.
Tim.
Victor Alpha 3, Victor Sierra.
VA3SN.
E3 TPD.
W, IIP, GNX, 2GN, VS, FN, and TPD. Did I miss anybody?
DPJ. D3
Thank you, gentlemen, and good evening, Graham. How's it going?
Fellow said V3EXT, V3WGW. As the fellow says, staying very close to the radios and here at the bench, not doing a heck of a lot and not going anywhere. But staying very close to home, and the box around to it to start to empty out a little bit. Yeah. So, it's time to clean up the shack and get everything back in order, check everything, and go over everything, and do it all in the safety of your own home. So, it's nice to be out on the waterfront, even though it gets foggy once in a while. But it's nice to be here, and it's productive. But it would be nice to get out for a drive and go here, there, and everywhere. Got a full tank of gas and nowhere to go. Have a great net there, Jerry. We won't be back for the second one because we're going to be grabbing a bite to eat here. Have a good net. VE3EXT and the crew. VE3WGW. Be safe, everybody.
Graham. Well, yeah, today started off beautiful. I was out in my jammies having a coffee at 9:30 this morning on the deck. It was beautiful on our porch. It was beautiful. Sun coming in. Still a little bit wet from overnight, but very nice. And then the day went sort of downhill. An awful lot of wind there this afternoon for a while. Okay, Graham, thanks very much. And Terry, out to McGregor, VE3IIP. Go ahead.
Very good, Jerry. VE3EXT and the group, VE3IIP. Well, I agree with you. This morning was nice and turned all to Dickens this afternoon. Now, I have a 220 J-pole, and the center conductor is hooked to a long one, and the shield is hooked to the short one. And Rick was saying I was getting full quieting into the repeater up about 10 feet. I've got the brackets to put it on the tower, but I haven't had it up yet. And sliding the clamp in between the two pipes to get the lowest SWR. And I got an SWR about 1.2 on 660, Jerry, so yeah, they seem to work pretty good. Over.
Fight around with it a little bit more. And I've seen pictures tonight on YouTube where the center conductor is either one, on the short side or the long side, so take your pick, I guess. We'll try it both ways. We'll eventually get it settled down. Thank you, Terry. And Donnie, V3GNX, how are you doing?
And Jerry, also on net, VE3GNX, not much going on, just doing everybody else, hunkering down, staying safe, staying healthy. The only thing I've been really doing is bringing my son and my daughter back and forth to work. My daughter's working at the Food Basics, so it's essential and whatnot, so she's been there, but staying healthy, staying safe, staying separate. But other than that, not much else going on. VE3GNX, back to net.
Curly from the Donald, he told America tonight that they're going to be locked down till at least April 30th. So I guess we're going to be in a similar boat. So we got another 4 or 5 weeks to go here. So we'll make the best of it. Okay, Don, thanks for checking in. And Tim, VA3TGN, go ahead.
Good evening, Jerry. Nice to hear you. On the net there, boy, it's a windy day, and I looked and I had my antennas, and I'm glad I got them anchored really good. My tri-band vertical there, I got 5 clamps on it, and it's just tied right to this balcony, and 2 meter and 6, and the other ones are shaking back and forth, and my homemade one from a DMR. Other than that, it's been very windy. I went shopping and boy, what a crisis. Yeah, they were letting people in one by one as theirs today. And I got my groceries today, but boy, it's a different world right now with this crisis, that's for sure. But I'm knock on wood that I don't get it, and I had my pneumonia last year. I don't need to get that disease. Too many people are sick with it, but they were taking a lot of precautions. Even when you go shopping, only was one person at a time and you had to stay 6 feet apart from other people waiting to go to checkout. So there you go. Other than that, hope everybody will be well, and this thing will be over for all. And definitely, it's sure been a windy day. My groceries, my head almost went into orbit, and it was so windy. So back to you, Jerry. Have a good night, and I'll say hello to everybody on frequency. Nice coffee on the repeater tonight there. Back to you, Jerry. VE3TGN.
E3 EKA in the net. Where said the station? Echo 3 Echo Kilo Alpha, Edwin. Hey, stand by there, Edwin. We'll add you to the list. Stand by.
Here, Jerry.
Moving on to Bob. VS. Go ahead, Bob.
Jerry?
Bob, I got your comments on the input. I think we timed out the repeater, but I did catch your comments on the input. Yes, 10 meters is open there at 7 o'clock. It may still be open. I made a couple of contacts there real quick, and good to see the band open at 7 o'clock. So we'll come back to you there, Bob, in round 2 here in a few minutes, and moving on to John, VA3FN. Hi, John.
Good evening, everybody. John here from QTA 50 Kemsey. Same as everybody. I did some work outside. I cleared out the garage a little bit. It was a nice day till the wind started blowing. Other than that, doing some projects here, some little electronics, and that's about it, I believe. Carry on. I'll be listening. VA3FN clear.
Well, yeah, we got to do that spring cleaning too. I had to, when I came in this afternoon after working outside for a while, I'd take the blower and blow all the leaves that had blown into the garage. There's quite a few of them. Anyway, very good. Thanks, John. And moving on to George and Wheatley again, V3TPD.
Good evening to all on net. Not much going on here. Very good on the On the 10-meter propagation, I'll have to give that an ear and see who's home over there, if there is anybody. And not much else to add. We'll turn it back over to you, Jerry. VE3 TPD, back to net control.
Very good. Okay, thank you, George. And moving on to Amherstburg, VE3 DPJ. Go ahead, Dave.
Good evening, Jerry, and good evening to all the group. One question, quick question. Do you ever find a 2,000-volt meter?
Oh, I'm still looking for it. This project's on the back burner until we can start talking to each other in person and feeling each other, I guess. No, I haven't, Dave. Go ahead.
Okay, I did some calculations 2 weeks ago on putting shunts across a meter. And it got terribly involved, Jerry, because you've got to try and figure out the decay of the capacitors in the amp and everything else. The quick answer to me is put a couple of banana sockets in there and use a digital meter to measure it. It's the quickest and cheapest way to go. And on the J-poles, I've built a lot of them, and sometimes you can get them, put the center coax on the quarter wave and the shield on the 5/8. And the other time, I've had to change them around because I couldn't get them working for love nor money. So it's 6 to 1.5 for just know the other, Jerry. Go ahead.
Appreciate your comments there because two videos were very conflicting tonight. So you kind of cleared it up there for me. So, and I appreciate your comments on the meter. Yeah, that's a good idea with the banana plugs and then just putting in a digital meter. And we could do it that way. Alrighty, thanks Dave for your comments and thank you for checking in. And now moving along to my neighbor, Edwin, VE3EKA. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, VE3EXT, and this is VE3EKA. Good evening to all the group in the net. Nothing new to add. I hear you guys are experimenting a lot. My only thing is I finally got my 6-meter antenna. Jerry suggested to me last week that I use the G5RV to load on 6, and it's doing pretty well. I'm using low power and having no problems listening, and I don't think transmitting either. Okay. Other than that, nothing new. Tomorrow, working from home again. Let's see what happens. Back to you, VE3EXT and the group and VE3EKA.
Very good. Yes, your signal is fine. I can hear it, just a little noise in the background like a hiss. But you're certainly quite Q5. It was very good. So thanks for checking in. Welcome to 6 meters, and maybe we'll talk during the week, of course. Okay, this is the Border City Radio Club Sunday Night 6-meter net. We'll take a standby for any further check-ins.
VE3ZO.
VA3, VA3 SGM.
Echo X-ray, QRU, Jerry. Good evening.
VE3 DFN crosslink.
We acknowledge ZO, VA, SGN, FEX, he's gone QRT, and DFN via the 2-meter link. All right, Chris, good evening.
Good evening, Jerry. New all on that tonight, V3ZO, Chris in Riverside. Not much to report. Just taking time out to do some radio, listen to the net, check in after doing some home improvements today. And that's about it. So hopefully everybody's taking care of themselves and keeping busy. So with that, turn it over to you. 730 V3XT, V3ZO.
List is getting done because my son was painting at home and to go to the paint store, and the lady said they've never been busier this time of year. So all the wives must be after all the husbands to get after those jobs. But this is typically the time of the year when you get on with spring projects, I guess, as well. Thanks, Chris. And Ed, VA3VA, how you doing?
Yeah, hi, Jerry. VA3VA.
say good evening to everyone, and I feel sorry for those guys that have to do that painting. Anyway, all is well here, and unfortunately we do have to go out once in a while and get some groceries, but other than that, I guess we'll stay at home and enjoy radio. So back to you there, Jerry. VE3EXT in the net, VA3VA. Sure, yeah, we got to go get groceries. We're trying to cut ours down to every 2 weeks right now. And so far it's worked. And I'm not hungry, so I think we're doing okay. And Sean, VA3SGM, go ahead.
Jerry and all on that. I managed to get outside today. I went and cut a tree somewhere, kept more than 6 feet away from everybody, so I guess that makes it all right. And other than that, I've been one of those getting a few household projects done. Yesterday was a good day for that. I worked up until Thursday when we got basically told we could start working from home. So Thursday and Friday, learning experiences, conference calls, getting the work computer to work from the internet, things like that. But got it all figured out now. Tomorrow I'll even be teaching a class on the internet for work. So I guess that's going to be the way things are for a few weeks, and we'll just have to get used to it. I'll say good evening to you and everyone else on the net, VA3SGM.
I think this is a great experiment. I think a lot of businesses are going to find out that work can be done using this as an experience that can be done from home, and a lot of people are going to be giving up their head office rents and big expensive office space and starting to get people to work from home. I don't know what it means on the other end when you don't, I don't know how you separate work and home when you're all in the same physical space and so on, but it's certainly a learning experience. So more on that later. And Mark, V3FEX was QRT, leaving us with Dave, V3DFN on the 2-meter link. Go ahead, Dave.
Hello, Jerry and everyone on the net. I'm coming through Rick's machine there, crossband repeat. Thanks to Rick, PB. Not much new here. Watching movies, reading a book. I do have to work, unfortunately, but I try to stay safe as much as I can. And that's about it. Everybody else stay safe, and I'm going to send it back to you, Jerry, V3DFN.
Thanks for checking in, and thanks, Rick, for making your link available for people that are able to check in via 2 meters. So before we go to round 2, giving you an opportunity to make any comments, talk about anything you wish, we'll just take a further standby. This is the Broder City Radio Club Sunday night 6-meter net. Are there any further check-ins for the net?
IKE. Echo Sugar, D3ES.
B3 Papa Victor, Riverside.
CY, in and out.
ES, TV, and UCY. And Ike, good evening.
Everyone else on net, saw my first robin earlier this week, so spring is definitely here, and had a strange experience with some of my kids the other day. We had to go to the drugstore to pick up some meds. We turned down the wrong aisle, at least it turned out to be the wrong aisle, and one of my kids said something to me about what those things were that said the word Trojan, and was humming and hawing, and so I finally told him what it was, and he asked me what it was for, and I couldn't tell him. So his older brother leaned over and whispered something in his ear, and he said, "Oh, that's it. Oh, okay, I get it. No problem." And he says to me, he says, "But why is there a 3-pack?" Well, I couldn't answer that, and finally I said, "Well, that's for high school students. One for Friday, one for Saturday, one for Sunday." And so he came back right away and said, "Well, what's a 6-pack for?" And I said, "Well, that's for university students. 2 for Friday, 2 for Saturday, 2 for Sunday."
And he comes back almost immediately and says, well, what's the 12-pack for? And I'm thinking, I said, oh, that's for married people. One for January, one for March.
Comment. What a great grandpa. Thank you, Ike. Very good. We need a little bit of humor this time. And V3S, you sounded pretty good there. Are you still on the portable?
Naturally, that's what we got here. I'll copy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That spot. It's a good one.
Jerry, I will say good evening to all. Just back from my now almost daily trips out to Amherstburg. What can I say? But we'll say good evening to everybody on the net. You're up to 19 check-ins. That's, I think, an all-time record for this net, going back to when the early 90s when this net started. So an excellent turnout tonight. This is one of the series of nets of the 730. We'll be on tomorrow night, 220. I think Rick, the 3 Papa Victor, is going to handle the 220 net tomorrow at 7:30. Over 100 check-ins last week from nearly 50 stations. Lots of interest, and I see a lot of new calls tonight. So a great way to maintain some social connection while we're supposed to be physically disconnected during this interesting period in our lives. Jerry, over to you. Carry on. 7-3 from VE3E. Hope you got all this.
It must be a full battery charge or the band's up or something, because you're the best there you've ever sounded. No dropouts, solid copy. So thanks, Bill, and thanks for your report as well, and your efforts in making all this happen. Well appreciated for sure. And moving over to Riverside, V3PV. Hi, Rick.
V3EXT with net, V3PV. Yes, good evening, Jerry, everybody else on the 6-meter net. And yes, very good turnout here tonight. I count 18, Bill says 19, so I'm sure you have your count there, Jerry. So anyways, we'll get it sorted out. But just getting ready for the soda net at 8 o'clock there on Talk Group 3024 TGIF DMR network. But lots of nets these days, and we need them going through this crisis with the COVID-19. So, like Bill said, those nets at 7:30 will continue for the duration of the pandemic, and it's good for amateur radio. So, it was windy today. I was out for a bit, but too windy to go on the roof and make any adjustments. Let me take a break. I'm on 6 meters, by the way, and the link, the 2-meter link crossband for the net is 145.650 for anybody in the Riverside area that wants to check in on the 6-meter net. So very good. Back over to you, Jerry. V3PV.
Thank you. Yeah, that sounds very good, actually. Dave sounded excellent. Alrighty, and UCY had checked in, but he's gone. So just before we go to round 2 here real quick, any further check-ins for the net? And by the way, I'm not counting me, you have 18, according to my count, Rick. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. That sounds about right. Back to you, Jerry.
Okay. And are there any further check-ins for the net? Go ahead.
VE3GOL. VA3XJ.
3OML in and out.
GOL, XJ, and OML, Mary. Hi, Nilo. Good evening.
Good evening, Jerry, and to everyone on the net. Yeah, I'm just on 10 meters here. There's a station in Texas, 28464, some sort of contest going on. and I've just been listening in on that. And I was able to get my call sign in, but I'm only running 25 watts on my 10-12 meter radio here, so I've been kind of dabbling with that. But it's good to see that 10 meters does open up every now and then. Other than that, just hunkered down here in the shack. Not much going on. Quite windy, and it really turned cold there in the afternoon. I think we were up to 60 in the morning, and then it started to drop. So other than that, not much else going on, Jerry. Hope everyone's doing fine and staying healthy. Back to you from VE3 GOL.
Thank you very much. Yes, everybody's doing fine at this QTH so far. And we'll move on to Dave, VA3XJ. Good evening, David.
Yeah, good evening, Jerry, and all on net, VA3XJ. Yeah, I dug out the 857 today with all these nets going on with everybody social distancing and staying at home. I thought, well, time to break out the radio, I guess, since, getting a little bored around here, but we're keeping busy, and other than that, not too much going on. Back to net control, VA3XJ.
Rig sounds fine, you sound fine, so thanks for checking in. Good to hear you. Haven't talked to you for a while. And Mary, VA30ML, I think it is. Thank you for checking in. And we'll take a standby. Any further check-ins?
VE3 for Mary.
Thank you. We'll correct that. Anyone else? Often do. We're just going to run through the list one more time. And if you have something you wish to say or ask a question or whatever, the floor will be yours. So we'll start with WGW, who's gone. Kerry, IIT.
Very well. Not much more to add from here, so I'll just say 7-3 to all, and enjoyed the nets, and I've enjoyed the nets, and it's good to see some activity on the analog. So 7-3 to all, and we'll stay safe, and we'll see you next week. VE3IIB, back to net control.
Thanks, Terry. And Donnie, V3GNX.
Pretty much it from here, Jerry. VE3GNX. I guess with Sean teaching from home now, I might start calling him the professor every time we talk. So that was what I look forward to. Everybody stay safe. VE3GNX, back to net.
Thank you. And Tim, VA3TGN.
Because on frequency there, Jerry. Well, there's one thing there. Doing the income tax, it takes almost 50 minutes to get through the people that are working on the income tax for Canada are definitely working at home, like you were saying. Everybody's not at their offices. There's only one person I spoke to in the last couple of weeks from Newfoundland. They made a serious mistake on my file, but other than that, everybody's scared all over Canada with that virus. Hope everybody that don't get it, don't get it, and hope the people that are have it, they get better. And knocking wood, now I hope I don't get it either there. So hey, it sounds like you got a really good net. Sounds like when I did net control there, I still got the log back there 13 years ago when I first got on 6, and we used to have lots of check-ins like we're having tonight. So doing a good job, Jerry. Back to you, and say 73 to PE3 TGN Forest Lake. Back to net control.
And then I believe, if I'm correct, we don't have to file our income tax now till June 30th in view of the current crisis. And moving on, Bob, VA3VS, go ahead.
Yeah, VA3VS, I hope I'm getting an okay this time, Jerry. Nothing else for the net, but just like to say, good to hear Dave, Mr. DPJ. Sounds like he's doing very well there. Everybody stay safe, and best 7-3 at VA3VS.
Bob, and moving out to Tecumseh. John, are you there? VA3FN?
Now still here, Jerry. I'm listening. It's interesting to hear so many comments. Well, hopefully we get through this. We'll see what's going to happen. So carry on, VA3FN clear.
Thanks, John. And George, V3TPD.
Yeah, very good. Not much else to add there. I hope you get things straightened around with that J-pole there. That's interesting stuff playing around with that, and I've made a number of those. I got one here made for 6 that I made out of steel. Gosh, that thing, that was over 30 years ago. That's something else. But everything works, and it's a nice way to get into the business of radio, that's for sure. Anyway, not much else to add. We'll catch you further down the line. We'll say 7-3 for now. VE3 TPD clear. Back to net.
Very good. Yes, you're right. It's a great simple antenna for a new ham. You know, 2 meters into UHF. And Dave, E3DPJ, you there?
Hey, Jerry. I'm listening. And thanks to Bob for the comment. I appreciate that. That's all for now, Jerry, from this end. Back to net control, V3DPJ.
You bet, Dave. Good to hear you. And Edwin, VE3EKA. Go ahead. And Chris, VA3ZO.
Yep, good net, Jerry. Thanks for being there. Everybody stay healthy, be well, and hope to talk to you guys during the week sometime. 7-3, V3ZO.
Roger, Chris. And Ed, VA3VA. Yeah, okay, very good, Jerry. Well, it's really nice to hear so many stations on. I shouldn't say this, but maybe the virus is a good thing to enhance activity on amateur radio. Anyway, we'll say good evening to everyone, and we'll probably get back to work and get some of the chores done for the evening still. So 7-3, VE3EXT net control, VA3VA. Thanks, Ed. And moving on to Sean, VA3SGM.
And speaking of antennas, people talking about making J-poles and such for 220. If somebody wanted something a little different for 220, a disc cone. You can get a disc cone that'll do 2 meters, 220 as well as 440. Or you could always get ambitious and build yourself one. I believe the plans are in the ARRL handbook. Using chicken wire. And I built one of those, used it for several years on receive. For scanners and so on. It worked all right. Anyway, thank you, Jerry, for running the net. Good to hear such a large number of check-ins. I'll say 7-3 to all and turn it back to net control.
John, well, I have 2 discos on the tower, and just for receive only, and they both work reasonably well. I have no complaints with them. And Dave, VA3 DFN, go ahead. Gone, V3IKE, Ike.
And once again, hello everyone on net. You know, if Sean has to be, if we have to call Sean the professor, he's going to have to change his call to XMN, I think. Anywho, and before I go, I'll leave you with a very disturbing and alarming statistic out of Sweden. Apparently, 20% of all automobile accidents involve a moose. And I keep wondering, why do they issue moose a driver's license?
Wondered that myself, actually, Mike. Thank you. And next guy is, yes, Bill.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Nothing more to add. Carry on. Excellent net. VE3 Echo Sugar.
And Riverside Rick, VE3 TV. guess V3GOL, Nilo?
No, I don't have anything else for the net, Jerry. Excellent net. I don't know how many check-ins you got, but quite a few there. 7-3 to all. Everyone stay safe. V3GOL, back to net control.
Nilo, and Dave, VA3XJ.
Nothing too much further. I'm just glad to see after a pretty long absence here. My watt meter's showing almost a flat match on 6 FM, and I remembered how to use the controls on this 857, so I guess it hasn't been that long.
Job putting the stuff in originally there, Dave. I remember when you did it. Alrighty. Thanks, Dave. And with that, this is the Border City Radio Club Sunday night 6-meter net. Before we close the net here, we will ask if there are any additional check-ins or additional comments.
Recheck for V3OML.
Mary?
Yes, I just wanted to say to everyone, thank you for thinking not only of yourselves, but others with this whole COVID-19 thing. I also do apologize for not being active. I've been very busy with remote learning through school, and I'm currently prepping for my next class, which is going to be a pain in the backside, but all will be well. Other than that, I have nothing else to add. VE3OML back to VE3EXP.
Good to hear you, and thank you for your comments, and certainly good luck with the continued studies that I know you're into there. So good luck with all of that, certainly. Any further check-ins for the net?
VA3 DDP.
Yes, good evening.
Dennis from Tecumseh here.
Indeed, I want to know how you got on 6 meters.
Just fooling around with the stations here on the radio here, and I happened to hear you, so I just stopped and I heard the word moose, and then I stopped even there.
Be coming in on the 6-meter, the 2-meter link on 145-650 there. Yeah, very good, Dennis. Dennis is one of our new hams in town, everyone, and he's getting active, and good signal there, Dennis. So go ahead.
Thank you very much, and I hope everybody stays safe. And let's get through this, and we can all continue with our lives again.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, Dennis, thank you. And anyone else for the net?
November 8 Whiskey, Julia Lima.
Hey, Jay, good evening. How are you?
I guess I'll make it. I've been in the house most of the time. Only time I go out is go to the store and come back in. I hope like heck this virus stuff get over, you know. It's weird when there's not hardly anybody out on the streets anymore.
The whole intention, but you're right. It's very surreal. If you had told people that there'd be a day in their life that would be like this time, no one would believe you. So it goes to show you how fragile things can be. Thanks, Jay. And anyone else for the 6-meter Border City Radio Club net? I think we've got 20-odd check-ins here. I'll have to add them up again, but we're up 21, 22, or 23 in there somewhere. Thank you all, one and all, ladies and gentlemen, and make it a good week in spite of the circumstances. And all being well, we'll see you here next Sunday night, same station, same time. This is VE3EXT Clear.